Okay folks, so today we're going to talk about neck heels. I seen a video posted by Scott Grove where he asked a question, and this is kind of in response to his video, but I just want to talk about the different neck heels and my opinion of why the neck heels are that way and maybe why they're not changing them. So the first thing we're going to talk about is fender. The Fender Stratocasters and the Telecasters and basically every Fender has a bolt-on neck, has this heel here, and what a lot of people was complaining about was whenever they're playing, they come down the neck playing like this and they run into this part here, and it makes it kind of hard to get your hand up around because you're used to playing the neck with spin up here, and you get down here and now you got this extra inch of wood here, 3/4 of an inch of wood or whatever is there that you got to deal with in your hand to get up around to get to them upper frets. And this one's not too bad because the horn comes down a good ways, so you got pretty good fret access. For me, it's not a problem at all to play anywhere, but yeah, I got pretty big hands. So someone that had smaller hands, or like a female or a young kid, that could be a really big problem coming down through there. And the problem is, there's not a lot you can do about that. Now, Fender did come back and kind of grind away this heel here and put a different kind of plate on here, but still, you really can't take too much away. I mean, you might be able to take like 1/4 of an inch away from here, but you can't take a lot away because you got to have enough meat there to hold that neck. And if you don't, it's going to start breaking. So on a bolt-on like this, there's not a whole lot that you can do in the way of trying to fix that. This is something you have to deal with, and that's going to be most bolt-ons. It depends, I guess, how the neck's bolted on too. Some bolt-ons you can take more away from it and get away with that, but on a Fender or a Telecaster like this, there's not a whole lot that you can do, taking out the corner away, but you can't take a whole lot of meat away here. So that's the Fender Strats and Tellies. So these are basically, most of your bolt-on necks are going to be like this. And now we're going to look at a set neck guitar. Okay, so this is your Les Paul style guitar, and this is the design basically of every Les Paul, with the exception of one or two. But this is basically this is the design that they started with in 1952, whatever year they built the first Les Paul. It's going to have a heel like this, and it's going to be a set neck like this. Now, that design hasn't changed since they started. If you have a 59 or 55 or whatever Les Paul, and you pull out a 2008 or whatever, it's going to be basically, if you lay them side by side, they're basically going to be the same. Now, this one isn't bad either. You got pretty good access. The neck and the body there, they connect. It's not real bad though. I mean, you slide down, it's kind of thin, a thin neck, and you get down and, it's pretty good, access to me. I don't have a problem with none of this stuff, but like I said, I got a pretty big hand, so that's not really a problem with me. But on this heel here, this heel comes down and it glues into the body. And it has, the whole length of the fretboard is a whole chunk of neck down. And then on most of them, they'll have like a 1/4 inch piece of wood that comes down underneath the pickup that glues in. So that neck is basically glued in down to, say, here, in this area, on this guitar. So if you come back up to this point here, this doesn't need to be sticking out like this, because this is just kind of hanging in the air. So they could actually, my thinking anyways, is they could actually cut this down and bring this heel down to where it comes flush with the body, and make it look, and get rid of this chunk of heel right here. The Gibsons are like this, and I've seen a couple PRSs that even, I've seen pictures, I haven't seen them in person, but I think the heel sticks out even farther than this. I don't know if every one of his are like that, but I've seen a couple there, the heels are sticking out really far, and I'm not sure why you don't need to have that like that. I don't know why they're doing that when they could easily bring this down and make it basically this part here come down and join at the body there. But this isn't a real thick body. It's got a carved top, so the body itself isn't real thick. So, you know, to slide down inside there is not that big of a deal for me. There again, some of the smaller hands it probably will be. But started building these guitars back in '52 or something is based on an acoustic guitar. They built acoustic guitars, and a lot of the stuff that they used to build acoustics transferred to the electric guitars in the way of the tone wood, the kind of wood they used, and the construction. And if you look at an acoustic, they got a heel sticking out the back like this on an acoustic, and that's basically what they did. And the reason I think they won't change it is, number one, they're selling guitars. They're selling a lot of guitars. So why would you change it if you're selling it? If there's nothing wrong with it in their eyes, which they might look at it as a problem, but they're not gonna go change that, you know, just because a couple people complain about it. I don't see a whole lot of people complaining about it. And the people that do play Les Pauls and stuff, they just get used to playing it like that. And like I said, I don't think it's that big of a deal about the neck. But, you know, it is something to look at, to try to maybe fix, you know, at some point. If I was building the guitar, I would want to fix it. I'd want to get rid of that heel altogether. And we're going to look at a through neck here in a second that I built and give you an idea of what's going on. So this is a through neck guitar that I built, and I basically built it for me. So it's got an 1 3/4 inch thick body, ash wings, and it's got a 5-piece constructed neck. Now this does have a heel on it, and it's got a little bit of a heel, if you can see right there, and it kind of rounds over here. Now I could have went a lot more on this. I could have taken this down to nothing. I could have, you know, and eliminated this heel altogether. I didn't because, you know, it's got pretty good access in it. That access hole comes down pretty low, and for me it's not a problem. I built this for me, so whenever I'm, you know, down in here, you know, I ain't got a problem playing that at all. It's kind of on the back side, my thumb kind of lays on that heel there and comes around, and I could just, and for me that's just comfortable. Now if I was building for someone else, then yeah, you know, I'd have definitely taken more off here to make that, you know, more convenient for them. But for me, like I said, my thumb lays right on that heel. It curves right around, right on that heel there, and I got, you know, play that all day long. No problem at all. But on a through neck like this, since the neck runs the whole length of the body and the wings will go on the side, you could actually cut this thing back, start it here, and, you know, cut it way back here and have this thing going all together, which would make this basically this size the whole way back to like here, which would make it a lot easier. And I've seen a lot of people that done that has even cut like back like this, that's cut it down a lot. That's one of the good things about doing through neck guitars compared to doing like a bolt-on or a set neck, is you could take a lot away from here and not affect how that neck's gonna, you know, it's not gonna affect the neck breaking off or anything like that. You know, you can take it, if you wanted to, you can take it as thin as this down in here, and it's not, because if it's not gonna break up here, it's not gonna break down here. So, but this one here I built for me, and the way I have this curved, with that curve in there, my thumb lays in there nice, and it's sweet. So that's through neck guitars and how they construct them. That's about it for neck heels. Just going to give you my opinion on neck heels. You know, my thoughts, that's about it, just based on, you know, me working on and building guitars over the last 12 years. Just some of my thoughts and stuff on neck heels. Not really in response to Scott Grove, but kind of, you know, on the different kinds of neck heels and why I think I do them, or why I think the companies do them like that. So, and that's your basic three. You got a set neck, you got bolt-on necks and through necks. I mean your basic neck constructions. So that about does it for this video. I want to thank everybody for watching, everybody who commented on my videos, liked and shared my videos, everybody who subscribed to my channel. If you haven't subscribed, you want to see more of these videos, subscribe. I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in a later video.